What's going on, guys? Man, oh man, I owe you guys an apology. I just wanted to let you know I am thinking about YouTube daily, and I really want to get back into making videos. And I know that's not the first time you've heard it, but I figured we'll do a little update. I have an EDC dump for you, and part of my career now is trying new, wonderful, fine wines. Um, and just hanging out on a Saturday night, and wanted to kind of let you guys know where I'm at, what I think will be the future for the channel, even though I don't really know yet. Um, I know I want to start making videos again, so hopefully this is the start to something. And I'm gonna do the EDC dump right now for you. Keep in mind it's a Saturday evening now, so this is not a typical EDC carry. Maybe I can start making a few more videos and show you like what my real EDC is for a work day. So this was a play day today. Then we will get into the update. I just want to appease the knife people who are here for nothing other than knives and EDC stuff. So today in my pocket, I was carrying a Sebenza 25, and I nuked this a long time ago. Probably, what, 3 years ago now? I don't know. Let's see if the camera still remembers how to focus. It's just a shame because I built this little like film studio, this little video setup here, and got all the stuff for it, the lights, and figured out my background and how I want everything. Changed the shop lights and all that. And then shortly after that, I just stopped making videos. So, good excuses, but they're still excuses. I mean, you can always find time, or I can always find time to bang out a 10 or a 15-minute video, even if it's something in the car. So really, I apologize. I really do. If you're still watching this, thank you so much for sticking with me. Sebenza 25 on a Saturday. I also have been carrying this setup lately. This is the gun deck wallet made by Offenmere Leather, although I think he changed his name recently. Here, you'll see. Hopefully I don't give any of my stuff away. I thought it'd have his name or something in there. But anyways, you can see a little bit of patina coming on that corner, all around the whole thing. But here's what I really found works best for me. I take this gun deck wallet. It's a minimalist wallet. I've already done a review on it. They're great. A lot of you guys probably already have them. You see, I have literally carried this every single day. I still love that Anzo clip that I have, but my wife took it, and she uses it every single day. So anyways, I've been carrying this in my front right pocket when possible, and I clip on this little titanium Hinder Investigator pen with the flat tip, and then this will ride in my right front pocket. Usually, sometimes I'll carry in my back right pocket, but if I can, I try to keep stuff out of my back pockets. This in a front right pocket, and it stays up and down. It's a perfect place for my pen. I always have it available. And then being that I am in wine sales now, you don't want clips and stuff hanging out. So this has just kind of rolled over into my weekend carry exactly like this too. Because I used to carry this tactical knife with a clip to my front right pocket in the back rear pocket, like most people, right? And then I used to carry this clipped up near the front of my pocket. So if your front belt loops like right here, I would carry this all the way up in the front. It looked a little silly, but I'm not really one who cares about looks too much. So I didn't care that I was showing two clips. Who cares? But I have kind of cleaned up that. So it's just a better way to carry it. And they're almost perfect length. I also will switch this out sometimes for my brass investigator pen. The brass is a little heavier, and then I don't switch out. Maybe I should get a flat point for my brass pen. I don't know. But the titanium is so light, and the aluminum's light too. I had an aluminum one until I lost it. I carried it every day. I loved it. Obviously, I like titanium better. I don't know if it's worth the added cost because it is a lot more expensive than the aluminum, but it's a great piece of kit. If you can ever justify the price, if you can ever just get a gift from your loved one or whatever, and you just want to maybe do something maybe you wouldn't do for yourself, or just get crazy and go overboard one day, I do highly suggest the titanium pen. I don't know if they're still making them or not, but it is well worth the cost. If I lost that one now after owning it and using it, carrying it, I wouldn't like to buy another one, but I would. So that's just that. So here's what it was. Sebenza 25, the wallet. My wife just got me this little stainless steel bracelet. We celebrated our 20-year dating anniversary. So we've been together 20 years. And that's actually, we've been together more than we've been apart, which is really incredible. And I would really like to get her on a video and maybe do our story of how we met, or maybe even take some, I don't know, maybe life questions or relationship questions, because we really do get along, and we have been together since we were 14 years old, pretty much. 14, 15. I mean, we were high school sweethearts and all that. We may know a thing or two, might be able to help you. So, I don't know. And we're going to get into that in the update. That's just going to be part of the update portion, the more personal portion. All you people who've been around for a long time may want to stick around. I don't know. So also, you can see it's 10:30 at night on the 17th. I have upgraded to an Apple Watch. Why do I sigh heavily? Because when smartwatches first came out, I thought they were dumb, because we have our phones in our pockets, and I'm really, believe it or not, I'm kind of an anti-cell phone staring, getting on social media. Some of you guys may have noticed. I will go 6 months without posting a YouTube video, which is not acceptable, but I'm saying it really, honestly, I'm not that tied-in techie guy. So for me to have an Apple Watch is kind of weird, but not really, because I like that it will track. It's a fitness tracker. I like that all my text messages and stuff as I'm driving, because I'm on the road a lot. I was before I went into sales. As a driver, you could be riding down the road and get a text message, hey, so-and-so is there. You can go see that account. You know what I mean? And it'll just pop up on the text. You're not pulling your phone out. When you're driving a big box truck, it's you have to be fully aware. You can't be checking your phone and stuff. So a smartwatch where my text messages showed up, or maybe my wife on the way home said, hey, can you stop and grab some eggs or whatever, you know? So it's nice to be able to get that stuff immediately. I know now that I have transitioned into sales that this has absolutely helped me capture a couple sales and close that deal. Because if you can get back to people quick, show that they're important to you, show that their business means a lot to you, you have to be prompt on a response. So if they're asking about a $35, $40 bottle of wine, possibly in the restaurant it's going $60, $70, you want to capture that sale if you can. Speaking of, I don't know if I've showed you guys this yet. I probably don't drink enough for my job, and that's probably terrible to admit, but not really, because no matter how much wine you drink, there's so much to learn that you'll always have more things to experience and learn about, do, and meet people and all that stuff. So, I don't know. Cheers. It's a Saturday night. Let's give you the update. There's my EDC. Oh, wait. There's one more thing. I know. Hold on a second. Just hold on a second. That is beautiful right there. What a great bottle of wine. So why am I carrying a spinner? Bro, it's 2018. We don't do spinners anymore. I know, I really don't either. I upgraded to a Rubik's Cube, and I'm not kidding. I'll do another video on that. Anyways, spinner in my pocket only because it's Saturday, and my day started, all of our days started with getting up at I don't know, around 6:30. We had 2 lacrosse games to go to. My oldest is in lacrosse. It's his first year. He transitioned from football into lacrosse, and not knowing anything about it. I got to put all this stuff back on as we're chit-chatting here. Not knowing anything about it, it really is a cool sport. I just don't quite know the strategies or the rules or what you can and can't do, how hard you can check, and all of that. So I'm just kind of cheering as I can, and the whole team is kind of learning. We're kind of in a smaller town in between 2 larger towns. It's a pretty big town, but we have larger towns on each side of us. So that's kind of why we moved here originally, because you can get a job working in this area or you can get a job working in this area. So basically, yeah, no crap, guy. I'm just saying. I actually work in Greensboro and Winston-Salem, the Triad area. And then when I was in the driving portion, I ran the Chapel Hill / Durham route, stuff like that. Not that anybody cares, it means anything. But lacrosse is really big in these 2 towns, and our little town is kind of just getting started. So they're not winning a whole lot of games. It's kind of weird because even my girls' soccer team just dominates. Not because of her. They just have a well put together team, well coached team, and they've been together for years and years. And that's just how it is. So we had 2 lacrosse games early in the morning, and then came back home and had a soccer practice. So you can see why I might throw a spinner in my watch pocket. I'm not really carrying 2 knives anymore. I don't have the space, and I don't really care. So if it's on the weekend and I'm carrying a titanium whatever, this is not titanium, but if I'm carrying this is the Microtech Stitch, not Switch, Stitch. I'm sorry. I won't carry an extra knife with that. There's just no need. There used to be, every day when I was on the route, every day when I have to test out I didn't have to, but I wanted to test out all these knives and really experience the knives and beat them up and then let you guys know what I thought. Yeah, 2 knives, because maybe I had an account where I needed to be a little bit more laid back or so. I don't know. I just felt like I did. So I would carry a slip joint, and I would also carry a tactical knife too. And I just really don't anymore. Most of my days now, just as I predicted, are smaller slip joint style knives. And I get to carry these when I get home. And I could carry these. There's no dress code or anything. I could certainly carry that. But just for me, I kind of don't want to have a knife clip showing. These knives are a little harder to carry, although not real hard to carry down in your pocket. I'm putting out a few of the favorites that I've really been carrying, and I'll let you know how I've been carrying them. Hopefully I haven't gone off track too much. Just kind of want to hang out a little bit, This was an unbelievable gift from a friend. It just came to me. I did a few things for him, and I've sent him a few knives and stuff, but nowhere near justifying a gift of this magnitude. So I appreciate it, and I've been carrying the heck out of it. I absolutely love it. It's not quite my first custom slip joint. I used to have a couple back in the day, back before I had to sell everything. And again, I say had. I did not have to sell anything, but I did sell it so that I could build my knife shop and get a start of it going. There's still a lot more that I could buy, but now I might even be second guessing if I even need a knife shop. You know what I mean? That's just kind of the way life goes. And maybe we'll get into that in this video. Maybe we won't. I want to start making more videos, and I want to cover topics that I've never covered before. Maybe just even discussions, maybe more vlog style, but I'm not saying vlog style as in video my children and my family and all that stuff, but maybe just tackling stuff, because man, I'll tell you what, it saddens me that the world has kind of took the turn it has, and I guess it's always been full of evil people here and there. But man, oh man, lately it really seems like the human life is not worth what it once was, and it's kind of sad, you know. My YouTube videos are not going to change any of that. I understand that. But maybe we can just have a discussion and maybe just talk, you know, even if it's just letting you know that people feel the same way you do, you know, because I assume if you're a knife guy or a gal and hanging out and you're still 15 minutes into an update video, we're probably pretty much like-minded on a lot of things. So it's just kind of nice to share that camaraderie, you know. This is the Ivory, pre-ban Ivory, please no hate, Northwoods Fremont Jack. An awesome knife to have in my collection, and I actually carry this quite frequently. You've seen it was still in that pouch, and that's the Northwoods pouch. I don't even know if they still make these anymore. I know it wasn't much. It was like $25, and it came with a brass pen. This is a Fisher Bullet space pen. And I know my camera's probably not going to pick it up, but this thing has a lot of patina on it. And it depends on what I have loaded in here. If I have a nice shiny knife like this, I definitely put the shiny bullet space pen in there. So anyways, I just have a few more knives here to get out on the table. And then I will let you know like why my channel name changed. And I have a couple questions for you guys too for the future of the channel. You know, just to let you guys weigh in, because I feel like we kind of built this thing together. I definitely didn't do it myself. And I value your opinion. I even value, I mean, as dumb as it sounds, when haters, I don't think I have any haters. And I mean that as in there's negative comments, but an actual hater, somebody who stalks you and chases you around and puts negative stuff on everything you do, I don't have that. You know, maybe superstars would have a stalker or something like that. Cheers. But I certainly don't. And I would venture to guess that most YouTubers don't, because even the most famous YouTubers, yeah, maybe they do. Maybe Jake Paul's got a few. But I'm saying, like, to actually put the kind of effort in, I don't have haters. But anyways, what I was also getting to is that I value everyone's opinion, even if it's not worded nicely, if that's, you know, kind of a thing. I did a video series a while back where I would actually show the camera on myself inside the work truck and a lot. And I'd give just little opinion pieces here and there on like current market trends and stuff like that. And I had somebody comment and say, hey, bro, you kind of showing your face too much and not enough knives. So I kind of took that to heart because, yeah, maybe it didn't need to be said like that, you know, but if he was feeling that way, then I would guess that other people are feeling that exact same way. So I just start showing a little more knives, a little more stuff like this. I was going to do this update video Friday, but I kind of got wrapped up with work. But also I thought, why not show some eye candy here and let you see the knives that I've really been carrying. All these knives have been getting carried the past 6 months since I've been away from YouTube. And I say away, not mentally. I have thought about videos, I have made videos, and they are not good. I am out of practice, I am too critical on myself, and I know that. So they never got posted, and I actually deleted them. I didn't want to put that up. On one hand, I kind of feel like if you already got the video made and there is good information in there, then it's kind of doing a disservice to you guys and also myself to not release those videos. But at the same time, I have to live with knowing that those videos are up. And I'm not making masterpieces here, obviously, but I do have some sense of pride in anything that I do. So if I wasn't happy about it, I didn't want that video to go up. Because in a way, a video kind of represents you, you know. One day, and I know most people don't want to think about it, maybe a little dark, but kind of how I think. one day I'll be gone. I won't be on this earth, and my videos hopefully will live on. My grandkids, who may have never met me, could hang out with us here, and kind of get a feel for who I am, because I'm the same person. You know, I don't turn the video on and act different and turn it off and act different. Hold on a second. I've got some things on that. These little bar spinners are hard to balance. They're kind of a little bit bouncy, vibraty, if that's a word. Anyways, that is a great bottle of wine. I really do like that. I do act a little bit different on camera and off camera. On camera, I try to make it real child friendly. I try to not hurt anybody's feelings. I try to word stuff as softly as possible. If I do have a harsh criticism of something, I would rather do it with a compliment sandwich. So you say something nice, and then you say what you need to say, and then you kind of end it with the nice stuff. Because most things in life, you can find something positive. You can find a few things positive. And again, most things you can find some negative in there too. It's just kind of how it is. But I cuss a lot in real life. Not a lot, but way more than I do in my videos here. So that's pretty much the only thing. And I have even thought about kind of throwing that into the wind. And yes, I'll lose a few subscribers, but if you hadn't noticed, I don't really keep track of subscriber count. It doesn't really matter to me. It's kind of a byproduct of me just wanting to put out videos and share my passion, you know, and my hobby with you guys. So, I don't know. On that, though, I really feel like this channel is doing the best it has ever done. My last few videos I have put out have far succeeded any of the other videos as view-wise is when they first come up. And then I just stopped making videos. So it's kind of weird. Like, why would you do that? I think partially a little bit of the pressure. There's actually probably 3 or 4 reasons. A little bit of the pressure as your subscriber count goes up, and you know that more and more people are paying attention to you, and maybe even manufacturers. Spyderco with their washer has since changed to a thicker washer, which is good news. You kind of weigh every word that you say a little more heavily than if you just had like 100 people watching your videos, you know? So I don't even know those people who have like 1 million subscribers. How do they feel every time they release a video that potentially, you know, like we had said in the past, earlier in the video, represents you? I don't know. It's a little bit of pressure, but fine. Not like, you know, it's life or death or anything. We're just talking about knives. And maybe even a little bit of life stuff here and there. So the second part, that's the first part. And that's even like a little bit. Big part is my job. I'm working 5 days a week. I used to work 4 days a week. So that gave me every Monday. Usually my wife would work on Monday. My kids went to school. And that gave me all day to modify knives. I'm looking through my viewfinder here. To modify knives. Right? And make videos on knives and stuff like that. It just gives me a little bit of free time. Man, we're having a awesome thunderstorm. I love when it rains and thunders. I just love it. I hope you guys can hear it, because that would be nice to get some of that in the background. Anyways, yeah, working a lot. 5 days a week. Sometimes I have tastings that I have to go to on Saturdays, but usually not. Usually I do get the weekends off, but like I said, Saturdays are filled with my kids' sports. Usually after you get home from all that, it's 3 or 4 o'clock, and you just kind of want to chill out and be with the kids, maybe kick back on the couch. Truthfully, there's probably washing dishes to do. There's bathrooms to clean and all that. But so that leaves Sundays, too, for that type of thing. hanging out. If my wife is off, we go do stuff, just to be with the family and stuff like that. So honestly, unless I'm just like making a quick off the cuff video like this, which most of my videos are, that's why I say I can make videos. I just need to be accountable for it. I need to tell you guys that I'm going to make a video and then actually do that. So I don't know. Hopefully that's what this video is. Hey guys, I'm back, and hold me accountable. Let me know that you guys do notice that I'm not here. And a lot of you have. And a lot of you have reached out. Hey, is everything all right? And just not checking up on me, but just saying, hey man, thinking about you. It does mean a lot. I've got a lot of those messages. If you are wondering, if you want to see possibly a little more content, and it's way different, I am on Instagram. Now, sometimes I'll go 3 or 4 weeks on Instagram without posting too. Or even logging into Instagram for a week at a time. So even what do they call that? Direct message, DM. Yeah, direct message. Not private message, right? PM, DM. I don't know. Anyways, even a direct message sometimes will go unopened for a while. It's not that I'm there and I'm just hiding from responding to you. It's just I haven't logged in and checked it. It's, I again, that's why the Apple Watch kind of surprised me. I'm not like married to technology, if you know what I mean. I do want to make a video on that, maybe more for the younger folks, about how I feel that I don't know if we're doing ourselves any favors by putting so much time into social media. Yes, there's a lot of benefits to it, especially if you have business that you run, or you just are really into the community and you've got friends. All of our friends are hanging out, posting knife pictures and stuff like that. I think it's more for the younger minds who may be trying to value what their life is at this situation, maybe versus somebody else's. What's my Instagram account versus their Instagram account? Well, they're traveling all over. They've got this knife. They've got that car, blah, blah, blah. And you're looking at the greatest hits, the best moments, edited, sometimes 5 photos of that selfie or that knife shot, and then it's been edited, and maybe the knife had a big scratch on it, and you can go back and do the healing brush and heal that scratch out and then edit it to perfection. Maybe your Damascus colors or your patinas are more vibrant on Instagram. Mine are not that vibrant, or they don't have any pimples. If you're a young child, a younger kid or whatever, and I have pimples, and why is my life? And I think that depression is maybe at an all-time high, and people just not being satisfied with their lives. And I think social media, being groomed and growing on social media, may not be such a smart thing. But again, I'm probably preaching to the choir, so maybe that video never needs to get made. I don't know. Okay, and the third reason, I told you there was 3 reasons that videos really slowed down. And the third reason is, this is not my entire collection. This might be 1/4 of my collection, maybe. And I am so over the top happy with what I currently own. There's nothing that I want to sell to get the funds to put into other new knives. And to be super honest, a lot of the new knives, they just don't do anything for me. And I'm talking from Zero Tolerance to Kershaw's new stuff to a lot of Spyderco stuff. I feel like I could just pick apart. For me, again, you have to understand that's for me. I have a very refined taste. I know what I like after 10 years of being very serious into this hobby. I know what steels I need and what won't work. And to be honest, anything from like D2 all the way up to S35 VN in that range is 100% acceptable to me. Even my properly heat treated 1095 it just works for my EDC. Even when I was on the truck cutting big fat zip ties and cutting cardboard all the time, cutting big deep shrink wrapped pallets, And I know most of you know what a shrink wrapped pallet is. It has that stretch wrap around it. But understand that wine pallets are, they really, you have to shrink wrap the heck out of those things. So you might have, I don't know, an eighth of a shrink wrap that you got to cut through. And then when you do cut through that shrink wrap, you're hitting all that cardboard and stuff. Even then, 1095 and D2 S30V was fine, 100% fine. I might have to sharpen my knife here and there. And if you hadn't noticed, when I was on my job, I really gravitated towards these Warncliffe style blades, sheepfoot style blades, something without too much of a belly. Something a lot like this was one of my favorites because, again, I've already talked about this. That tip, I got a pen when I uncapped one of this, really puts pressure on that shrink wrap and pops right through there. So anyways, my needs have changed. I barely use a knife at work. If I do, I use a little tap box cutter. I know it took me a long time to come to grips with doing what was best for what I needed and picking the right tool for the job. I was trying to use this and trying to choke up on it to cut my displays for my Costco's. And I've tried stuff like this with the ZDP, and yes, you can choke way up on it. But to be super honest, I've got it in my jacket, my work jacket, a tap knife, replaceable blades. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. You just tap the back of it, and the little disposable razor blade can come out and go back in. I found it better than the Rut, the little, utility tool from Rexford and all that stuff. I don't know. Things have changed. Life changes, guys. I've been on YouTube for a long time. I know a lot of you guys have been around with me for a long time. I just wanted to say I'm thinking about you, and I want to make a ton of videos, but I'm happy with what I have. So for me, it's hard to justify putting aside $300 and buying the new latest and greatest Spyderco, or setting aside $500 and getting that limited run ZT. And then I don't quite know. I do have a Patreon, but I would rather, before anybody donates anything of any kind of substance to that, I would rather be getting in the habit and making videos quite frequently, because I would hate for somebody to donate $5 a month or whatever, and then I only put out 2 videos or no videos. You know what I mean? But if I had new knives coming in, then I would make more videos. I mean, that's just how it would go. But I don't know if I would like the pressure of feeling like I have to make a video, because I think that's kind of the magic that I discovered, part of the fun of my channel. I don't have anybody to answer to. There's no pressure really. And now that I'm not even taking in knives for modification, I don't, there's a lot more freedom than there has to be. I just really like the freedom. I like where I'm at. I love my new job. My new old job. I love riding around, getting to talk to people, and just making friends. I think that it's really a good fit for me. My performance has been really well. How do you say that you're good at something without coming across like a douchebag? Because there is a huge difference in confidence and being like bragging and just being a douchebag. That's just what I can say, just being a douchebag. But confidence is good. Everybody likes confidence. Don't you want somebody to say, hey, I'm good at this, and then actually be good at it? If someone was cooking your food for your dinner, you'd want them to say, no, I'm good at cooking. I'm better than most people, and I'm preparing your food today. This doesn't sound cocky to me, but I don't know. I like confidence without being like braggadocious and stuff, but the job is doing well. I have been leading sales and percentages for the whole state. since jumping in, which sounds a little better than it is. The truth is that percentages actually shows growth. So you have a certain budget that you need to hit by the end of the month. And I say need, it's not really need to. If you didn't meet your yearly budget, then you might get a talking to, but you still wouldn't be fired. Do you know what I mean? So I've been exceeding those budgets like past 100%. 100% to budget. Well, I've been hitting 100% to budget in the first week of working. So it's really good, but really what it shows is growth. Now what's going to happen is next year when they go to make the new budgets, they're going to increase my budget, and then I'll have have to work harder to hit that budget, so you won't be going over. So the other sales reps who have been here for 5 years, they're already competing against themselves. And again, I know you guys, if you've been around a while, if you're 35 minutes into this video, thank you. But you know that I really think highly of my company, and they really set very obtainable goals for us. So it's hard. I can't say it's easy to exceed those goals, but it's very reasonable goals to begin with. Does that make sense? And some of you guys in sales probably know what I'm talking about percentage-wise. And they also give us a lot of tools. I get all kinds of samples, different companies. If you don't quite understand what I do, we have a book of probably 5,000 to 10,000 wines. I don't know because I don't have access. I'm not able to sell all the wines that we actually have in our warehouse due to licensing laws in North Carolina. Certain companies have to buy certain labels, and I don't mean paper labels. I mean like the rights to sell a certain wine in certain counties in certain states. So it's a little complicated, but not really. We have a huge book of wine to sell from, and it's not like one bottle to so-and-so's door. Not knocking anybody's door. I have huge accounts like Costco. We drop pallets there. Huge accounts like Whole Foods. I have a Whole Foods. Earth Fare, Harris Teeter, Lowe's Foods, just bigger stores like that. We also are a fine wine company, so we have high-end stuff too, and that goes into the restaurants. We're all over the place, but I get a lot of freedom. I don't have anybody really looking over my shoulder, and that type of freedom is just really nice. You do get to make your own schedule to some extent, but there are definitely places that I have to be on certain days. You know, when that $5,000 Costco order comes in, you should be there to make the display, to cut all the tops off and make it pretty, make it sitting in the row, make sure the signage is right, make sure the description is right, the point of sale, the POS, the stuff like that. You just need to have all your information right on there. So that's just a little bit of what it is. But I could easily stop in my car and make just a hello video, or if you guys want to leave comments below and give me some sort of topic, and it doesn't even have to be knife related. Again, I told you this is going to be a long video. You might have to watch this video more like a podcast, is kind of how I have it in mind. Again, we're just hanging out, enjoying this beautiful piece of art right here. It is really nice. It's drinking much like a very nice high quality Bordeaux, just a red blend mix. I gotta tell you, Cab is about my favorite varietal. It really is. If you haven't noticed, my sinuses are usually plugged. I have changed my medication, so hopefully I don't sound quite as nasally. I know that I sound nasally. I get comments on it all the time. Hey, dude, blow your nose. Hey, dude, this is just how I sound most of the time, There's not snot dripping out of my nose or anything like that. No, I know it's not comfortable for people to hear or me to discuss, but it is the truth. This is my voice. I don't apologize for it. It just is what it is. Maybe one day I should go see if I can have sinus surgery. I think I have a deviated septum from all my BMX riding days, my wrestling days. Wrestling, as they say here in the South. Are you one of those wrestlers? Hold on a second. I just need a few more sips of this, and then I want to tell you why the name changed, and then ask you if I should keep that name. Man, that has really opened up with this sitting there for about the past 35 minutes or so. Wow. Just chewy, very juicy. Man. All right. We'll stop. Why the name change? Well, the truth of it is, when I was a driver, I know everything seems to be work related, but you have to understand, big part of my life. Kids are a big part of my life. Knives are a big part of my life. I don't really separate everything when I talk to you guys. It is what it is, you know. As a driver, I didn't have a company email. I didn't have a company card. There's no need for it. I wouldn't say it's not important, you know. There's just no need for it. They get a hold to the rep. So they do everything. So I didn't have an email. So even though I've been with the company for about 12 years, even though I've already done the job, I still had to fill out the paper to, it wasn't paper, it was like an electronic form to move up. What do you call that? The promotion, you know, request of promotion or whatever it was. I still even had to go do the interview, and I had to meet the vice president of the company on the sales side. They run it almost like two different teams. There's a logistics side of the company, and then there's the sales side of the company. And I don't care what anybody says, without that logistics team being on point, the sales cannot do their job. So I know some people might think that the salespeople get put a little on the higher pedestal than the drivers. Honestly, the drivers are just as important as the salespeople. They see the accounts sometimes more than the reps see the accounts. They know the people who are signing the bills. They know the vice presidents of the companies that come and check the wine in and say, oh, yep, this is what I ordered. This is my special bottle of so-and-so. You know, sometimes the reps don't see that. They get the order, you know, they discussed it. Maybe they did a wine tasting with it, and then they punch in the order, and then kind of it's out of your hair, and you don't think about it unless there's a problem. So the drivers are super important. I don't know why I got on that diatribe. I just guess because for 7 years, 8 years, however long I was a driver with them, I think people had the perception that the driver, you know, and in some cases the driver is actually making more money depending on the market that they're going to. Sometimes the driver is making more money because of the overtime than the salesperson who is on the commission. You know what I mean? So anyways, I always get off topic, but that's why you're here, right? I didn't have an email, so I had to email from our personal email, and when I did that, it was showing up as Solo's Knife Reviews. I don't know why my Gmail attached my YouTube channel to my email, but it did. I guess it makes sense because it's all part of the Gmail and Google account, but it didn't make much sense to me. So I couldn't be asking for an interview for a promotion and then it says from Solo's Knife Review. So I just changed it to my name because it let me. So I changed it to Randy Johnson, which in turn changed my channel name to Randy Johnson. And then I kind of thought, well, hey, that's, you know, if they let me keep it as Randy Johnson, I kind of like it. I don't care if my name is famous. It's already famous. You know what I mean? It's already famous, not from me, from the picture. So I don't know. I'm a very proud person. If you haven't noticed, I'm proud of my work. I'm proud of what I do. I'm proud of my kids. I'm proud of my friends. I'm proud that there's somebody listening to this possibly at 45 minutes, and so I don't know if I should keep the channel as Johnson Knives. Well, not keep it. That's my Instagram. Instagram is Johnson Knives. If I should keep the YouTube channel as Randy Johnson or change it back to Solo's Knife Reviews, because I could do it within 10 seconds. You know, you just go ahead, change name, and you just type in Solo's Knife Reviews and boom, everything's back to normal. But my kind of thoughts were the direction with the channel and where I want to go and what I want to do. Should it still be Solo's Knife Reviews? Am I really reviewing knives like I did, like I had in mind, or have I grown and changed as a person? I got to tell you, 10 years, you know, when I started this channel, my wife was actually going through some of our older vlogs that I'd posted on the channel. By the way, I really wish I would have done a lot more of those. And you may see a few more of those in the future. Whether you want to watch them or not, you know, that's up to you. But my family watches them, and my kids watch them, and I just think there's something really neat to having that type of stuff documented, and my wife being able to laugh as she's laying down getting ready to go to sleep to say, hey, do you remember this day? And it's a video when we were getting our taxes done, and she almost got in a fight with the lady who was doing our taxes because she told my son that he needed to sit down when my wife was right there. And then my daughter was at Chick-fil-A and crushed her cone in her hand, and just little crazy things that happen. You know, this definitely won't turn into a vlog channel or anything, but so where do I want to go and where do I see the channel? I definitely want to keep it a knife-focused channel. I definitely have a lot more videos that I want to make. I have a lot more sharpening videos. I had people suggest to me on Instagram possibly showing how I would clean a slip joint, the upkeep of a slip joint, maybe how you adjust the pivot. I had to adjust the pivot on this, and adjusting the pivot is a lot more involved than you might think. You actually have to peen the bolsters, and then you have to sand everything down again, and then you have to repolish. I can do that. I can show you how to cut an easy open notch into your slip joints and what you need to look out for and how to finish it to make it look 100% factory. You know what I mean? I have the capacity to do all that stuff. I could start taking in a few knife jobs here and there and then being able to show you guys new knives. I could request certain knives, just put it out there into the ether, and either on Instagram or even here on YouTube say, hey, if you got the new release and you're willing to let me check it out for 2 weeks, send it over. I'll possibly, if you'll let me, you know, depending on knife for knife basis, carry and use it and then report back and let everybody know what I think about it. I could contact companies and say, hey, are you willing to loan me this knife or send me this knife for a review sample? And a lot of them will. Believe it or not, a lot of these companies, and that's for another video, a lot of these Chinese companies would love to send me their high-end $500 folder and get, you know, 2,000 views or however many views I can get on it. And it's good advertising for them. They could give me the knife, and then I could do a giveaway of the knife. That is a lot of advertising for them. Very focused, very valuable, and I know my value, and I'm not quite sure I want to push that way, but I know that that is an option for content, and that's what matters in this type of day. Is content. You got to stay fresh. If you look at any channel that grows, they're putting out fresh content every day, usually every day. If not, it's like 3 times a week, and it's on a set day. Every Monday, every Wednesday, every Saturday, you can expect a video from this person. That gives you a reason to go back and check on it. I know for a fact that that's why my channel is not more successful and hasn't grown as much as other channels, because I just don't put out that content. Again, I have to balance my family life and what's best for my family versus the fun that I want to have. And ultimately, this is fun for me. This is a hobby. How much time do I want to allocate to this versus other, you know? And there's no question there. So you hate to say it, but it's the truth. So there's a few options, you know. I also thought about doing like the discussion videos, more philosophy videos, and maybe just going off on some knives, maybe the current knife trends, how I see things, because I called this exactly to a T years ago that maybe he should raise his prices a little bit, maybe he should make more, make them available. And I also, I said in that video that he's not trying to limit these knives. It was always Rick Hinder's goal to make as many knives as he could get out, you know, under his quality, you know, check. He didn't want to just put out garbage or anything like that. But I knew that the $700, $800 prices on these things were not going to be for long. And a lot of you guys knew as well, you know, but it was funny. I had made a few videos on it, and I just think I could do more videos on that, because I think that there is a little bit of a bubble with the knives. I think we're starting to see knife prices rise all the way around, but we're also seeing a lot of things rise, you know, a lot of pricing rise around. And I think it's just going to be the way things are. I mean, your milk is not going to be as cheap as it was in 1995 or 2000. You know what I mean? Everything's just going up. So more philosophy videos, stuff like that. Maybe I could do like slip joint refurbish, more sharpening stuff, more freehand stuff, you know, maybe more modding stuff. But to be honest, I'm probably not going to spend 5 hours on a Sunday, my one day that I truly have to do what I want to do, making a modding video for a notch in a knife. I might do a notch, you know, it's nice and easy. This bench makes it very easy to do. But as far as like making a scale and stuff like that, maybe we could do it over like a series of 5 videos. That way you're only, you know, an hour here, an hour here, an hour here. And I'm not talking an hour-long video. I'm talking my time into that video was an hour. Do you know what I mean? So, and then I also thought about just doing maybe some more random things. Lately, just few of the random projects I've had. I was joking, but not really, upgrading my fidget thing to a speed cube. My son kind of got into speed cubing. That's solving a Rubik's Cube really fast, or solving different twisty puzzles. We've got all kinds of them. I thought about maybe doing some solving videos and stuff like that. And I think it sounds a lot dumber than it would actually turn out, because it's actually neat to see this shape-shifting puzzle. Because just look up Ghost Cube. I can easily solve one of those. It's one of the hardest 3x3 shape mods. There's a whole cubing community. I definitely wouldn't be a cubing channel, but you might see one random video of me doing something like that. Do you know what I mean? But there's modifying those cubes. You can actually put magnets inside those speed cubes to make them click into place. It lets you have the cube a lot looser and faster, and different lubes and stuff like that. So I have tuned a lot of his cubes and stuff like that, and I could definitely make a video on it. It'd be very good for this type of format. I don't know if anybody would want to watch. Not you guys probably wouldn't want to watch, but it's a video that I would like to do. So I'll probably do that. You'll probably see me making more videos that I want to do. So you may see a retro modding video. My last project that I did, I took a Game Boy Advance. I probably should have brought it out here. I took a Game Boy Advance and I put in a backlit, very nice display into it. So it's retro hardware with a brand new display with a glass screen front on it. I think I'm going to backlight my Game Boy Pocket. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. And put the light on and have it. I actually think it might be front lit. Maybe backlit. I don't know. But you might see stuff like that mixed in with knife stuff. I think at this point, I just want to do what I want to do. So I don't know if the knife reviews should stay or if I should just keep it as Randy Johnson. Do you know what I mean? Let me know your thoughts. And maybe I should just leave this channel as it is. Only put knife stuff on here. Change it back to Solo's Knife Reviews. And maybe save that for another channel. Or just don't post that stuff. Don't share that stuff. But I think we could find enough banter, something to chat about. You know, something just a little bit different. Maybe do a video like this, but let's break this knife down and clean it. Let's go over every little part of this knife, this stitch, inside and out. Not quite a review, not quite a tear down, just kind of, you know, I did that repair video on the Benchmade and it did really well. I have new subscribers who subscribed to that who probably thought like that was the type of content I provided, and then I never did another video like that. You know, it might be nice to just shoot the shit as I clean out my slip joint. You know what I mean? We'll find some topics. You guys can maybe post some topics that you might want to discuss down below or on another video, or I think we can get some synergy going like that where we can keep the channel alive. Make it very unique. There's a lot of YouTubers now who are very excited about the knife hobby, and not that I am not, but who have the funds to allocate to buying all the newest, latest, and greatest. They might even have a Patreon set up where they can go to the cleaners. They can buy the brand new whatever, Spyderco, Sebenza, and then sell it for a little bit less. But the Patreon, the channel's bringing in enough. Maybe their views are giving them enough AdSense where they can take that bath and go out and buy the newest, latest, and greatest. You know what I mean? I don't know if my channel is going to be that channel. I don't know if that's a good fit for me. I think videos like this are really my sweet spot. And again, an hour-long video. I expect this to be more like a podcast video. You might pull this video up in your background and you might click around and do something else, you know, as this is playing in the background of your computer or your phone or your tablet, however you watch it. Maybe up in the corner as you're checking out the new knife releases. Whatever you want to do, you know what I mean? But I don't expect anybody to hang out for an hour. This is just an update video. I had a lot of stuff I wanted to get off my chest. Really wanted to enjoy just a couple glasses of this beautiful Chapelet with you. And just do some chatting. I've been sipping on it, but you can see I'm definitely not drunk or anything like that. That's barely a glass and a half since we've been sitting here. Nothing. I'm a professional, folks. It's really a good job. It is. If you're interested into wine, it's a great job. If you can find a good company. My company is very, I don't know, I think we're the best distributor to work for. We may not be making the highest sales when we go into an account, but we definitely have the highest percentages on the sales side for us. We have great insurance. There's nobody over your shoulder. We have very reasonable goals. I'm not trying to sell you on my company. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. But for anybody asking how the family is, how I'm doing great. I think about you guys all the time, and I honestly do want to make more videos. You know what I mean? This has been a lot of fun. Sorry it's been an hour, but some of you guys will watch this all the way through, and I appreciate it. Appreciate the heck out of it. So let me know if there's topics you want me to cover. If you have any maybe off-the-wall ideas, stuff like that, we'll cover them in the next video. And I don't know, guys. Enjoy your life. Life is what you make of it. Just appreciate it for what it is. Enjoy the journey. I think the journey really you have to place emphasis on your journey in life. Maybe not the end goal. The end goal is great. That's where you want to be. That's your goal. That's something you're shooting for. But realize that if your path goes this way and this way and this way and ultimately doesn't even reach your goal. My goal was to be a full-time knife maker. My goal now, my back is feeling, I don't even know that I have a back injury anymore. So maybe my goal has switched a little bit and went this way. You know what I mean? And you have to enjoy that journey. I love where I'm at. I really want to make more videos. I want to still be knife focused. But I'm really thinking that I should just let go of my mental hangups. Leave it. Honestly, if you ask me like what my heart's telling me to do, it would be leave it. Leave the channel as Randy Johnson and do whatever the heck I want to do. And then if people want to watch, they will. If they don't, they won't click on the videos. Maybe they'll unsubscribe. But again, does it really matter? It doesn't to me. If I was watching subscription counts, I think I would go insane because I like to win and my goal would be high. It would be at least 1 million plus subscribers, and I don't think a little knife channel could ever hit that. Do you know what I mean? So honestly, it doesn't matter to me. Having good friends in the community, doing videos like this every now and then means the world to me. This is where I want to be. So whether people watch or not, we'll have to see. Because if nobody watches, then it's not worth taking the time out of your day. Do you know what I mean? But if a few people watch and a few people can comment and let me know what they want to see, stuff like that, we'll keep the thing going. I just want you to know that I do want to make more videos. And I'm thinking about it. So that's it. Before it gets weird, I'm just going to sign out of here. If you're hanging out an hour long, thank you. Hopefully you guys are listening to podcasts as well, because if you like this type of video where I just talk pretty much, you would probably love a lot of podcasts. I have a few that I could recommend. That'll be for another one. All right, guys. See ya.